Good afternoon, Stitch Roadies. Thank you for stopping by. I have lots and lots to share with you. First of all, I want to thank you all for all your well wishes. I do appreciate that very much, and so does the editor. But the biggest news right now is beach retreat. Yes, I was able to go to beach retreat. It will be from the beach retreat on, it'll be kind of quiet for us around here. But the beach retreat was, and that was sponsored by Acorns and Threads. Let me just say, you are wanting to get on the newsletter, be a subscriber to the newsletter, and stay tuned because Janine did say, welcome to the first annual beach retreat. I think that might mean there's another. And this one was so amazing. It was perfect. There was absolute perfection. The only thing I have any complaint about is that for me it was a day too short. So I put my 2 cents worth in. I think we need to add a day to this event because it is spectacular. Cannon Beach, Oregon is a bucket list. Even if you weren't a stitcher, even if you had never been to Oregon, Cannon Beach, Oregon is just one of those vacation spots everyone should see. And it didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint. The place we stayed at, Surf and Sand Resort, took care of us like amazing. The conference center was absolutely perfect. It had a beautiful view of Haystack Rock, which is this giant rock. You will probably remember some of that scenery from Goonies. They had cookies, fresh baked cookies every day at 3:30. And they set up these Adirondack chairs on the beach because it is right on the beach. Adirondack chairs in a circle with a cabinet filled with all the fixings for s'mores, and they built a bonfire. Oh, I am here to tell you, perfection, perfection. And Janine, Sarah, and Helen ran that retreat like we were never bored. We were having a good time all the time. It was fun to meet new friends and see old friends. Kansas City showed up. Skeet showed up for a beach retreat. It was awesome. It was just awesome. And so I just have so much to share with you. So I'm going to pause for a minute because I just remembered one more thing that I forgot to pile here. It's just amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So hold on for a second. Well, welcome back. I can't tell you, there's just so much to share. Well, I'm really glad you're here. Let me see where to begin. Anyway, as I showed in my last floss tube, I took 4 projects. There was a hiccup in all of that because I didn't realize till the first day of retreat that stitching Jump Clump was going to create such an issue of concentration. So I thought that I could just finish it. It was the last SAL that Tasha was sponsoring on Acorns and Threads, and she posts to Acorns and Threads Friends, which is mentored by Margaret. I wanted to get this done before the next sal started, which it started today. So I took it to get it done at the beach retreat. I did have a magnifier and a light, so that wasn't the problem. It was concentration. Being able to concentrate on the over one stitching. I was doing too much ripping out, and I realized, no, I don't want to be frustrated. I love this project. So I put it away, and I brought it back home with me, and I did finish all of it except for the hairs on the spiders. So here it is, because we have a new sal starting today. When I read this information from Paulette, it says, a special thank you to Katrina Devine for not using too many bad words when she was stitching this model. I actually think that in the reprinting of this, that she should also add my name to the thank you, because I actually also didn't use any bad words, and I am ready now to do all the little hairs. Isn't that adorable? It's just adorable. So it came back unfinished, and I finished all of it up but the hairs in the last couple of days, because today was the start of the next sal. And if you go on to Acorns and Threads Friends and sign up and join, and if you want to join us in the sal, that would be great. Tasha has set up a little folder, I believe, on there, and the next one is this, Beth Twist, Ode to Libraries. Ode to Libraries. The very existence of libraries affords the best evidence that we may yet have hope for the future of humanity. I spent a lot of time in the library, and I realized that I am dedicating this to my father. His birthday is actually tomorrow, and had he lived, he would be 96 years old. Yeah, he's been gone for 47 years. He died at 49, but he passed on to me the gift of reading. I never saw him sit without a book in his hand. Anytime he was sitting, he had a book in his hand. And he was mostly a reader of nonfiction, although his favorite author was John Steinbeck. So I am very grateful that I grew up seeing an important person in my life reading. And so I am dedicating this stitch to him. And I probably will put his name and birth date on there somewhere. Yeah. So I started today, and here is, you can barely see it. I'm doing something entirely different. I am starting in the middle. I know that seems kind of odd, but I'm starting in the middle and working out, and I am going to follow Tasha's division of the chart. Now there's no rules. You can start and do the chart stitching any way you want to, but I have always done it any way I want to, but this particular time I decided to follow the guide that Tasha created for what sections you need to have done or want to have done before you move on to the next. And I'm excited about that. I'm doing it in hand. Beth Twist stitches everything in hand, which is totally amazing to me. So this will be quite an interesting journey for me. And I'm already loving this. Now let me just look at this. It is being stitched on Mary Dodonna linen, 36 count, the beach. This fabric is actually called the beach, an ode to libraries. I'm very excited about this one. And when I told my younger son, I showed him what I was stitching, he was, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He's a big library person too. So where we stayed, I didn't even get the other two. I showed you 4 projects that I took. I never even touched the other 2. But where we were staying was right across the street from one of my favorite quilt shops, which is called the Open Door. And if you're interested, I have on Quilt Roadies, my other channel. Yes, I have 2 channels. If you Google Quilt Roadies, Open Door, or Cannon Beach, I have done more than one video of that shop. It is not huge, but the volume and the variety is amazing. And she opened early to accommodate all of us stitchers, and we went crazy. So over there they had, and if you contact, because we always need to have appropriate project bags for our projects. And the library sale that's going on, we all wanted to have an appropriate project bag, of which I do not have yet. But if you are interested and you call up Acorns and Threads, Corey, who is Bags by Corey Stitches, she's one of my favorite bag makers. She is making up a whole bunch of bags that are book themed. And so they are not just great for this sale, so this fabric that has books, and I've read so many of these books. And then I picked up this that has book covers on it. Awesome. And ocean blue panel. I definitely have to make something out of this. It has all these different pictures on them, mermaids and fish and anchors. I'm gonna make a quilt out of that. We all picked up also for our name badges a little puffin pen that they were selling at the shop. So that was a fun break in the day. We could walk right across the street to a quilt shop. And I picked up a bunch of trim for like pillows and stuff. Yeah. So you had the opportunity, go walk on the beach. The conference room had a view of Haystack Rock. It was, our room had an ocean view. It was a nice break from the chaos of day-to-day living. And lately we have lots of little chaoses going on around here. My phone is going crazy. There were lots of wonderful gifts shared with others, and we had a small gift exchange. And it was kind of serendipitous that the person who ultimately ended up with my smalls exchange, which was the needle book with the 56 count stitch, I ended up with her project. And Tracy had done, this was her first retreat. She had made this absolutely adorable cross-stitched bookmark of like a mermaid. It was adorable. adorable. And I knew that I wanted that because it reminded me so much of my bestie Robin's granddaughter. And I had to get it for her. And it came with a notepad. So as soon as I got it, I took it over and I told Robin, this has to go to Addie. Isn't that a cute name? Addie. Because it just reminded me of her. And you'll see a picture in the slideshow. But on the notepad was this note that I'm going to save. Because she didn't know who was going to get it. You know, you don't know in these small exchanges. It says, Dear Stitcher, thank you for choosing my small gift exchange. My first ever, as this is my first ever stitching retreat. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. I hope you enjoy the gift and have an amazing day. Love, a fellow stitcher. Yes, it was an amazing weekend. So get on that. Get on that mailing list for the newsletter. There were so many, and I can't even remember all of it, but I got the snippety from, you look at this. Yes. And Crafty Corey. I love these thread bed things. These thread beds are the best. And then Julie made these sweet pin cushions in the little, I think this was like an egg cup. And then she made everybody a badge at our table. And these beautiful, beautiful pins. The two larger ones are from Jennifer. They're absolutely gorgeous. And then the starfish ones are by Margaret. And then look at this little wooden, and it has felt pages in there for your needles, and then a ring for floss. Robin made some ceramic pots and made a pin cushion, a baby pin cushion. And this needle minder is a box that I put emergency M&Ms. It's a replica of a cookie box, and I put emergency M&Ms in it. Yeah. And then we got stickers and, just lots of little fun things. Just lots of little fun things. So where am I? Well, I wanted to tell you, besides the Smalls Exchange, this was the most extraordinary event, and I know they're going to do it next year at the beach retreat. Janine has storage boxes filled with old shop samples, and they are and they're all finished, framed, or finished items that their charts aren't available anymore. So she's decided to make room in her storeroom by raffling off old samples and raising money for the World Kitchen. This woman, I'm telling you. And so what you did was that you bought as many raffle tickets as you wanted. And she had the whole display of all of these gorgeous items. And I mean, some of them were huge, many framed, but they were all finished. And then there was a cup sitting in front of each one, and you bought raffle tickets, and then you could put your raffle tickets in whatever cup you were interested in. And then on Sunday morning, they drew the winner. I got one of the samples, and the one I got, I was really excited about, because when I saw it, I thought, Oh, my younger grandchildren, my daughter-in-law who, you know, decorates for Christmas, she's gonna love this. And I won it. I was like so shocked. So through a raffle drawing, I won this stand-up. Look how big it is. It's bigger than my head. And it stands up. It's stuffed. Isn't he adorable? He is adorable. Let's see. In this set, it says by Stitchworks Snowman on it. And he has a, you know, a charm watch here and his button nose and buttons. What a wonderful way to raise some money and to make some room in your storeroom. I know, it was awesome. I also was surprised. I mean, we all were surprised because this is a different retreat. Like, I love the retreats where there's a designer too, because you get to, especially if it's your favorite designers, you get to kind of rub elbows with these people, these creative people that bring all these wonderful things to us. But this Cannon Beach retreat was about just relaxing and socializing. So I didn't get a lot of stitching done because once I'm given permission not to stay in my chair, I rarely stay in my chair. But everyone was surprised when we were given a full kit. And Janine McGowan, the Blue Flower, designed this fabulous, was so perfect for this beach retreat, s'mores. Isn't that wonderful? Seasons of the Heart, Shore S'mores. And we were given the trim, the fabric, and the floss. It was like, oh my gosh, it was. And I was given this beautiful little ring that I put the floss onto. So that is definitely going to be a must stitch. I love all my beach stuff. Okay, so next. Did I show you? I might have showed you this already, but I'll show it to you again. There was a freebie table, and I wish I had known there was going to be a freebie table. I'm sure someone told me, and I, yeah, I must have spaced it because I could have contributed largely to that. But I rarely take something from the freebie table, mostly because I have everything that's on the freebie table. But this I was like so happy about because I do have to or want to make my daughter-in-law a stocking to match the other stockings that I made. And they're the Shepherd Bush stockings. And this one is called Sophie. So I was excited to get, I took something off of the freebie table. And then, as I was leaving on Sunday, one of my fellow stitchers brought me out the perfect book. With all that's going on in our world and our life, I was so moved by the fact that she gave me this book and was surprised that she had written it. Yes. Breathe it out, conquering the 9 fears that are holding you back. Do any of these sound familiar? I'm so overwhelmed. I can't possibly do one more thing. I can't try that. I don't have the education or the background. If I just had more information, I could make a decision. There's no way I ever have the money for that. My spouse would never support that decision. That part of my life is over. I'm too old to try something different. All these excuses and more are based in one thing: fear. In Breathe It Out, Tina Thorson will show you step-by-step plan to conquer each of the 9 biggest fear-based excuses that we all face. So when I Googled this on Amazon, there are so many with this similar title, but you have to look for the one that is by Tina if you were interested. I was moved. And she wrote on the inside, Anna, your creative content brings me joy and contentment during my stitching time. I wanted to share something I created with you as well. Thank you, Tina. Thank you so much. Okay, next. It's empty. It's empty because it's my new favorite munchie. Oh my gosh, and it only has 40 calories a cup. It was like, I felt like a chipmunk. I wanted to store them in my cheeks. So yeah, this is amazing. I want to be sure to show you everything that I've done this last week. I just want to make sure that I don't forget anything. I was watching, G and I watch RV videos, RV nomad videos, because we like to camp and travel and stuff. And we were watching one of our regular channels, and I noticed that she had like 55,000 subscribers. And on the video I was watching, over 2,000 people had watched the video, and only 400 and something had given a thumbs up. So I encourage you to support all floss tubers out there by subscribing, and when you watch it, give a thumbs up. It just helps the channel. Reach a broader audience. It helps the channel reach a broader audience. So please do that. Please do that. So the last thing I'm going to show you, I'm not sure how it's going to work, but I'm going to show you that I got it at the Center Diamond. And it's this thing here. This is the package it came into. This is something in the quilting world that is used for hand quilting, and it's where you thread multiple needles and you wrap them in this little container. Oh, the top came off. Well, this is a cover that comes off as you insert the needles already threaded, and they're wrapped around this ring. And then as you need it for stitching, you just pull the needle out and it twirls around and brings the thread right out. So you're not like in this particular, I'm doing a sow with the modern, with the put a bird on it sow with the sunshine stitchers. And this is being done with all one thread. I'm using that, this is Sadis Oxide. So when you've got something that is using a majority of one color thread, this might be a way to load your needles up, get them all threaded and ready, and then be able to just pull them out, because I think there's like space for 10 of them, and just be a machine when it comes to stitching. I will give a review of that system on the next video, but I loaded it all up yesterday, so it's all ready to go. I have high hopes for it, and that is predominantly when you're using one thread, one color thread. Other than that, I did, you know, I had the Earth Day start, but I already showed you that. I'm sure I showed you that. Yeah. So I think we did it. I think we did it. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all your well wishes. We appreciate each and every one of you, and you know I love you guys.